Hey everyone, how's it going? So we got into an incident, or at least this Mustang got into an incident with us. We were driving the Cybertruck, just cruising on lane 4, so next to the slowest lane on the highway, at around 65 miles per hour. And he just hit us, trying to merge over to avoid that tanker. And he purposely took off as well after he hit us because we were following him for about a quarter mile. You can see the major damage on his door, fenders, and also mirrors. So he just took off, and it was a hard impact. It wasn't like he wasn't aware that he hit us. And we'll show you the Cybertruck damages from that impact later in this video, so make sure you watch the whole thing. And I wanted to show you the rear clips from the tailgate, or the tailgate itself has a camera. There was no prior interactions. There was no engagement. This vehicle was already speeding up about a minute before we encountered him. So he was in a white Mustang convertible, looks to be a 2016 plus or minus few years. And here he is pulling up, and he's trying to get through traffic on the further right lane. So he'll be merging over to the slowest lane on lane 5. So there's a total of 5 lanes on here. We're on lane 4, and we're just cruising. We've been cruising on this lane for the longest time. And now he's just pacing. He's slowly accelerating. As you will see in the repeater camera on the fender, there will be a tanker truck that will merge onto the highway. And he will try to avoid that. But right now, you can see all the traffic is just flowing through very smoothly. There's that tanker that is now merging onto the highway. And that tanker will later be on the adjacent lane on the right side of the Cybertruck. And we're still cruising. You can see there's no interactions. There's no cutting in and out of traffic. We're cruising in one lane for the longest time at approximately 50 to 65 miles per hour. At the time of collision, we were approximately at 65 miles per hour. And you can see that Mustang pulling up behind us right now and now moving to the slowest lane on the highway, the adjacent lane. And he's pacing for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then he now hit us. So the reason he collided into us was because he was trying to avoid that slow big rig, that tanker, and trying to cut us off. So after he cut us off, we thought he would be pulling over because he did slightly cruise for a little bit before accelerating and cutting everyone off. So we weren't able to fully make out the license plate, but this is the number we got. So comment below what you think the license plate number is, and if you happen to know how to be able to identify this person, please let us know and contact us through our contact information in the description of this video, or let the local CHP number, which we will also provide below, and let them know the incident that occur if you happen to be one of the witnesses here. So we weren't able to get him to pull over, so we end up just letting him take off because we didn't want to chase him and cause possibly another incident, or causing the public to be at risk of another incident. So this is the outcome of the Cybertruck incident. Very minor scuffle on the doors, but it is a scuffle against the paint protection film from FlexiShield. So this is a color paint protection film from FlexiShield. This is a midnight blue, and the paint rubbing on here looks to be from that Mustang. And it did go through slightly of the paint protection film, but for the most part, it did protect the stainless steel. But we'll be ripping this paint protection film off and seeing any damages underneath. So stay tuned and follow us for more in future video. There's some scuffle on the plastic trim, but the main scuffle is from these doors. So these 2 doors on the right side, you can see here at nighttime, it's better to see the contrast. There is some penetration through the paint protection film, but looks like the paint protection film protected for the most part of the aluminum stainless steel. So this is stainless steel, not aluminum, so correction there. And it's a strong stainless steel, very thick. We don't see any indentation. So we'll be taking this film up to check the damages, if any, and we'll share with you all on this channel in a follow-up video so you can see how important it is to have paint protection film, whether you have paint or not. So in this Cybertruck, there's no paint, but there shouldn't be any scruffle with this paint protection film protecting it. And this is cruising at around 65 miles per hour and getting into an incident that hard. And it wasn't a nice scruffle, a smooth scruffle. He rammed into us to the left while accelerating, causing significant impact to the Cybertruck. You saw the damages on that Mustang. It had a lot of damages to the doors, the fenders, and the mirrors. We also noticed, besides the scruffle on the doors, there are also scruffle on the actual wheel flares for the front wheels. And that plastic piece that goes around the wheels on the Cybertruck does protrude slightly out. So that's probably why there's some scruffle here. So let me show you. So there's a little scruffle on the corners there. And this, if we wanted to replace this, we will have to replace the exterior. Also the mount, one of the clip we did notice on the bottom was pop and also crack. So we will have to replace that as well. So the clip behind this flares for the front wheels will need to be replaced. So we'll get some estimate on that, and we'll also share that in future video, what that cost will be. The wheels itself in the front here did make contact with that Mustang, and it looks like this wheel needs to either be replaced or resurface so you can repowder coat it. And that cost we also will share in future video. And that is really the extent of the damage on the Cybertruck. Compared to the Mustang, they will have to redo the door, all the dents. There is some scruffle and a little bent in the plastic here for the bumper. So we'll have to take a look to see if there's any structural damage there. But so far, looks to be holding up fairly well. But of course, anything with scruffle on there, we have to check to see if it needs to be replaced. Outside of that, the mirrors was higher than the vehicle, so there's no damage there. But this paint protection film definitely took most of the hit, as you saw in the video. And all the scruffle, will be tearing this paint protection film off, and we'll show you what happened underneath and whether this Flex Shield paint protection film completely protect the vehicle, and if we had to replace it, what was the damage, if any, underneath. We don't think there's any damage. Looks like it hold up pretty well. So right now we're heading to the CHP to report this incident because of the hit and run. The guy just took off and he didn't bother to pull over or exchange information. So we'll be reporting this incident to the CHP to hold him accountable, because we want to make sure he doesn't do this to anyone else and thinks that he can get away with it. And we want to make sure the viewers on this channel, whether you have a Cybertruck or not, to understand the importance of reporting an incident, in addition to how the vehicle was protected and what damages to expect and what costs to be able to work out with your insurance or privately. We'll discuss on that in a future video. So right now, pulling up to the CHP. So this office, we had to pull in because when we tried to call the non-emergency hotline to report the incident, they told us to come in. So we'll report this incident and we'll let you all know what happened with the outcome. So there's going to be a start of investigation, and they will be looking for this guy. So hopefully they will be able to find him and hold him accountable. And if you guys happen to be able to know who this person is, comment below or message us. In the description of this video, there is a contact link. Please let us know if you have any further information about this vehicle or this driver. We are currently looking for him to exchange information and make sure that he knows that he actually hit somebody and it's not okay to take off. It's actually a misdemeanor here in the state of California. up to 6 months in jail, I believe, and there's a minimum fine of $1,000 per what I was able to Google. So you can see there, he just took off. He just cut other vehicles off and took off. And this is a closer capture of the driver. And this is from the repeater camera. And the driver looks to be unfazed by just merging onto. I don't know what he was thinking when he was merging into that hard and just taking off. Not sure what he was going through. I mean, people go through stuff, but you have to be responsible for your action. So hopefully you find this video informative, and hopefully we'll be able to get this all corrected. Fortunately, we were able to continue to drive, and it looks like this Mustang is able to drive. But the damage between the two vehicles, the Mustang definitely got most of the damages who caused the incident, as you see in this video. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, and we'll provide you with follow-up videos to a removal of the paint protection film and show you if there's any damage underneath, in addition to the outcome of the incident. Drive safe out there, and take care.